Over the past century, we were focused on delivering products. Whether that product was car, CD, phone, laptop, or others, we were focused on that. And as we have transitioned to the millennium's digital age, the expectation from consumer is more of the user experience. So we're shifting away from product-centric focus to more of a service-centric focus. Whether we are commuting from point A to point B, listening to our favorite song, watching videos, or talking to our friends or family members, we're looking for that digital experience. And we continue looking for that digital experience and enhanced version of it. I noticed during the keynotes this morning, they did talk about user experience. And that's exactly the pivotal point that was referred to this morning as we were going through. And consumers are willing to pay for that experience as well. And there is a collision that's happening between the traditional model and the new model. You know, when you look at Walmart versus Amazon, literally millions and millions of people visit Walmart and Amazon on a daily basis. You go to Amazon to purchase a CD, but you go to Amazon to stream on audio or video. And in that case, Amazon exactly knows your preferences, how you behave, what you like. And based on that, they can tailor the services for you. With that, we are entering into a subscription economy, and that's where consumers' paradigm is happening, where you go from ownership to subscription services model. Transitioning from pay-per-use to pay-per-use or on-demand. This has happened in the past. It's pretty established. You know, when you look at music as service, started with Steve Jobs, impacting the record companies to change the model. Studios followed. You now see SaaS, software as service, infrastructure as service, platform as service. I literally could go to Amazon AWS and get about $3 worth of compute and resource and do my work, for that matter, $300 or $3,000. So the fact that I can now subscribe to services through the cloud, it's something that's already there. In parallel, when you look at the consumer side, we're seeing this significant transition. Transportation as service, meal as a service. You're no longer selling chicken, but we're selling a recipe. And the experience of cooking is what actually Blue Apron is doing. Amazon Prime is an excellent example of this model, housing as a service. When you look at, for example, San Francisco, the biggest concern is that will become all Airbnb and Uber connecting them together. Because it makes a lot more better, you make a lot more money by buying houses in San Francisco for tourism rather than residing in them. Creates a lot of challenges and problems. And those are monopoly through vertical integration. There is, as I mentioned, the race between the incumbencies and newcomers. Whether it's Amazon against Walmart or Barnes & Noble or others that, for that matter, Avis and Hertz, all in this transition of move from ownership or selling you a point product to selling you a service. It's all about Apple ID or Amazon ID and not much about the Apple phone itself. And such a trend in certain segments of the market clearly creates some concerns about safety, security, and privacy. For example, automotive. As the automotive become autonomous, as we've seen before from Volker and others, there are no drivers. So actually a car will come to you, you acquire a car for 2 hours or 2 days, and at that point, all your credentials are moved into the car. Playlists, your contacts, credit card information. Now you're leaving the car for the next passenger. Are you certain? Can you trust? Can you really trust the car at that point? To leave the car with someone else with all your credentials that were there. You want to assure that those credentials can be purged, eliminated, and there are no residues left, so for someone else to compromise. One simple example. So an end-to-end trust must be established, where literally, I was in conferences and I hear about billions of certificates that are going to get exchanged, initiated and revoked on a daily basis. And that's just in a smart city area. So in a smart society, it's all about managing the entity's integrity. When you look at a service that has to come from the cloud and connect to your car, now from that point, connect to the infrastructure, there are many touch points that information needs to traverse. And underlying each touch point is a silicon. So you need to establish trust at every point, both north-south and east-westbound. In that case, silicon becomes critical, and assuring that there are application programming interfaces, APIs, that can actually communicate in a trusted fashion is crucial in making this work. So having all this that we can do today effectively, we are able to actually go beyond. Ability to dynamically provision a service in a trusted fashion. So be able to have a runtime environment that can be trusted. It is similar to TEE, but it can be dynamically invoked and revoked. Similar to subscription economy, where you're now able to say that, hey, you know what? I can now lend you an area in my silicon, and you can be trusted. You can actually know that you can operate that environment autonomously. And operators love this. Automotive industry love it because I can run my base application, and then in the field I want to deploy services. I want to continue deploying services, but I want it to be in trusted fashion. So now I'm enabling operators, whether it's a CPE device, set-top box, automotive, to deploy those services separated away from me as a base capability. I don't want to have to worry about how a security monitor or a hard monitor for a connected home operates. I want to keep myself separate from that. But I want to be able to provide that service. So that's what a trusted runtime environment offers, is provisioning of autonomous operation of a service. It's dynamic. You can now monetize. Operators love it because I can now rent, I can now control, monetize. This approach of running autonomous and giving complete control of that environment allows prevents from cross-contamination. It's quite important. I can run this trusted runtime environment in a clean room environment, meaning that I can protect myself from getting contaminated from the neighboring applications. As a result, also, it allows you to protect for lateral move. The Jeep hack attack that you saw about a year ago, where a couple of guys got a Jeep and were able to get into a Sprint network, get into the car, was one of the challenges was that the entire thing was flat and visible. By creating compartments and enforcing isolation, you can create firewalls that will protect you against lateral move. Once you get into the system, it's like a ship. Once it's sinking, if you can close one of the doors, it prevents you from further sinking. So this capability of separating my application, China DRM from Alipay, if for any reason China DRM gets compromised, Alipay can be protected. Much more effective management monitoring of the service because now you know what you're dealing with. And as a result, also, there's another key capability here is what we refer to as root of trust delegation. By virtualizing also your root of trust, you can actually have certificates that can be delegated to a virtual environment. And as a result, once you're autonomously operating, you can operate your own certificates. That's also key because now I can provide the service to my client without having to worry about managing the certificates. I can always shut it down, but I don't have to know about it. So if I'm AT&T, want to rent this to a GE for appliance at home, I'll also give a certificate to GE and say, you manage your own. I don't have to be part of it. So that's crucial, because liabilities and other things. So as a result of creating complete separation, helps you with doing more effective business model operation. Okay. So for our first attempt, we have had traction with many of customers, endorsement by many. We thought the connected home is the best place to start because the infrastructure is there. Everywhere else is greenfield. We work with them, but it's greenfield, so we're working there. But to really demonstrate the capability, we thought a connected home is the best place to start. In this case, there is an operator that has access to a CPE or gateway that connects to many different elements. Some to become, whether it's a connected fridge, your security monitor systems, baby monitors, all the stuff you read in the news that are getting hacked and really become a point of denial of service attack. But these devices now get connected. And you want to create environments or be able to provide third-party services. Now, in order to do that, you are now able to deploy a trusted runtime environment in a trusted fashion. Now we'll talk about how. And once you establish this, through the operator or a third party, you can actually download the service, attest, authenticate, download the service, and let it operate. You can always shut it down. It doesn't interfere with your base services, but it allows you to actually operate independent. So this is a flow. That's different than a flow of maybe a health monitoring. We talked to some operators in certain part of the world that are concerned about elderly, and the connected home and e-health is becoming the #1 push for them, where ability to create environments they can actually deploy services is on their radar. And when they look at this capability, they say, we are on board. We need this capability because now I can provide my OpenWRT or RDK or whatever mechanism they have for their router. They don't have to really, they can keep themselves separated from the service they want to deploy later in the future. So it's quite a powerful capability. And to demonstrate this, we started a POC. And this POC is as part of our activity with prpl Foundation. It's an open source foundation. You can look it up. Many players from semiconductor, ecosystem partners, operators. Many folks are looking at this technology of security by separation in this fashion and joining prpl to drive. And there are many different working groups. One of the working groups is referred to as Trust Continuum. And in this working group, there are many players, but some of them have been directly involved. Besides prpl is Interseed, Imagination, Current Concept, to really create what we just talked about. Ability to dynamically provision a service, whether it's in a car, home, or other areas. And basically how it works is that you have a hardware that can support the technology we've been talking about so far, and run an environment that you can trust through root of trust, as we talked about. Run a rich environment. In this case, it's OpenWRT, an open source. And when you talk about open source, they won't hack it. So making sure you keep what you don't want to get hacked away from OpenWRT. And this technology allows you for what they call innovation in open source, be able to root it while you maintain environments that are untouchable. So a lateral move or contamination is protected. So then through the work we're doing with Interseed and Current Concept, we're able to request, and we'll show you, actually I have the demonstration outside. So if welcome to come at the break or after the event, come and see for yourself that we can actually deploy services very effectively in a attested, authenticated, in a trusted environment. Deploy the service, bring it up, create the environment, a TRE environment, install the service. By installing the service means that it actually comes from a secure server and gets installed here. There are a lot of details, and it's a complex demo. but you're able to now install a service and let it run. Now that service could be a heart monitor for your home, or appliances that you need to control, or other means for your connected car. And when you're finished, when you leave your car and say, next passenger, take over, you can actually click a button and purge everything that has to do with this. No residue left for anyone to reverse engineer or be able to figure out your credit card numbers, your contact list, your music list, whatever is important for you. So we're able to do that, and we can actually demonstrate that outside. There's a lot more work to be done, but we have this proof of concept with the work that we've been doing here. So it's a really good demo, and more work. And what I like to see, or hopefully we can get more interested parties to join prpl to drive, because we believe that this is the way to move in the future. Not just us. We get this endorsement from our, not our customers, but customers that we deal with. That also impacts our customers as well. So in summary, service monetization is going to be the name of the future. It's not about selling products anymore. It's about selling services. That experience, digital experience. So subscription economy is driving the smart and connected society. Managing credentials are critical. It's absolutely critical going forward. And it has to be in a trusted manner, trusted fashion. And trusted runtime environment clearly can address some of those problems, some of the markets. We are privileged at Imagination to work with many industry experts that are coming in to solve this problem. So it is a really good and exciting time. Open source, definitely. It is the name of the game, and critical to establishing mutual trust. And prpl Foundation has been tremendous in helping us drive, bringing everyone together to drive our initiative here.